Hello everyone, my name is Cheyenne. I'm here to present Unit CHCMHS008, Promote and Facilitate Self-Advocacy. This is the last session, session 3. Before we start, I just want to show recognition for the traditional owners of the land. So, in the spirit of reconciliation, how the Institute of Education acknowledges the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and the connection to land, sea, and community. We recognise Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people as the first inhabitants of this nation and the traditional custodians of the land on which we work, live, and study. We express our gratitude to the sharing of this land, our sorrow for the personal, spiritual, and cultural cost of the sharing, and hope that we may move forward together in harmony and in the spirit of healing. We pay our respect to all First Nations people, acknowledge elders past, present, and emerging. Okay, so welcome to everybody. This is session 3, like I said. Um, so today's session is designed to empower you with the knowledge and tools to confidently advocate for yourself and support others in doing so in the same time. So let's take a closer look at what we'll be covering today. So by the end of the session, you'll have a clear understanding of 3 areas. The process of advocacy for one. So we'll explore what advocacy really means, how it works in practice, and why it's such an important in both personal and professional settings. Advocacy isn't just about speaking up, it's about understanding your needs or the needs of others and taking meaningful action to achieve positive outcomes. Then we'll look at a range of skills for self-advocacy. So this includes effective communication skills such as active listening, assertiveness, clarity in expressing needs. We'll look at how you can promote self-advocacy in yourself and others, and how to facilitate this process in supporting ways and how to navigate challenges in a variety of contexts. Finally, the barriers to self-advocacy and strategies for overcoming them. We'll dive into some common obstacles people face when advocating for themselves, whether it's a lack of confidence, fear of negative consequence, or systematic barriers. Importantly, we'll identify practical, actionable strategies to overcome these challenges and um, build your resilience in the face of adversity. So our aim is to ensure you leave this session feeling more confident and equipped to advocate effectively for yourself and your clients, whether in a workplace or a community or in your personal lives. Throughout the session, I encourage you to reflect on how these principles can be applied to your own experience. Self-advocacy is not just about navigating challenges, like we said before. It's about the seizing the opportunity and empowering yourself to take control of your journey and helping your clients to do the same. So self-advocacy at its core is about advocating for yourself. It's the ability to express your needs, standing up for your rights, and taking control of decisions that affect your life. However, self-advocacy doesn't mean you have to do it all on your own. There are advocacy agencies and support systems available to you and ultimately your clients. So these organizations can teach your clients how to effectively express themselves, ensure their voices are heard, and stand up for their rights. They can also provide valuable advice and guidance to help them navigate challenges. The key points here is that your clients are in charge of the advocacy process. They decide what support they need and when to seek help from others. Remember, part of being a strong self-advocate is knowing when and how to ask for assistance. Most importantly, the final decision about the support and their path forward are in theirs in their hands and their call to make. So advocacy is about empowering your clients to have control over their lives while tapping into resources and support networks as needed. Like I've mentioned in the past, there are videos that we can't play during the pre-recording sessions. But these will be sent out to you guys uh, weekly as links, and we encourage you guys to watch these videos as it will give you further knowledge and further enhance your understanding of the topic as well. So now let's focus on how we support others to practice self-advocacy. This is a vital part of empowering individuals, often referred to here as consumers, to take control of their lives and decisions. Our role in supporting self-advocacy involves several key steps. Firstly, training consumers about how to get others to listen to their point of view. So this might involve teaching them communication techniques such as how to express themselves clearly or guiding them on how to present their needs in a way that they are likely to be heard and understood. Secondly, enabling consumers to ask for the support they need. Sometimes people struggle to articulate their needs or even recognize that they're entitled to support. Our job is to guide them and identify and confidently request that support. Third, it's about giving the right kind of support. This means being available to listen, offering advice when asked, and stepping in as a resource while ensuring the individual remains in control of their own advocacy journey. Fourth, we must help consumers communicate their rights effectively. Many people are unaware of their rights, so part of it, self-advocacy involves ensuring they understand what they're entitled to and how to articulate those rights in different contexts. Fifth, we need to encourage them to express how they feel. Emotions often play a significant role in advocacy, and being able to talk about feelings openly and constructively is a powerful skill in building self-confidence. Finally, it's important to support individuals in communicating their personal needs, goals, and priorities. Whether it's about their health, education, or relationships, advocacy starts with identifying and voicing what truly matters to them. Um, so the advocacy process. So let's walk through the key steps. So these steps provide a structured approach to effectively address issues and achieving desired outcomes. Now we're going to first identify advocacy issues and needs. The first step is to recognize what needs to be addressed. This includes understanding individuals' rights and identifying options to resolve concerns. It's about clarifying the problem and setting a foundation for action. Secondly, identify and agree on goals and strategies. So once the issues are clear, the next step is to define what success looks like. What are the desired outcomes? This includes agreeing on the strategies and actions needed to achieve these goals. Third, identify potential barriers and strategies to overcome them. So every advocacy effort may face obstacles, such as lack of access to resources or resistance from other people. Identifying these barriers in advance and planning ways to overcome them is very important during the process. Fourth, we need to identify and access resources and support. Advocacy often requires external help. This might include accessing specific resources, connecting with support networks, or finding the avenues for making complaints or requesting changes. Having the right support in place can significantly strengthen the process. Fifth, implement strategies. So this is the action phase. It involves trialing the agreed strategies, making adjustments when necessary, and continuously reviewing progress to ensure alignment with the goals. Finally, it's important to reflect on the process and assess the outcomes. What's worked well? So what could we be improved for next time? Evaluation not only measures success, but also provides valuable insight for future advocacy efforts. An essential part of supporting self-advocacy is modeling advocacy skills effectively. So this is about demonstrating best practice and empowering clients to take the lead in the advocacy journey. Now let's break that down and see what that looks like in practice. Now at each step, model advocacy skills and good practice. So as someone supporting the process, your actions set the tone. So you need to demonstrate clear communication, You need to demonstrate active listening and respect for negotiation. You need to show how to identify goals, assess resources, and handle challenges. By modeling these skills, you provide a living example for your clients. You need to show regard to your clients as the drivers of the advocacy process. So this is very important. Always remember that your role is to support, not to take over. Encourage clients to set their own goals and decide their own strategies. Advocacy is most effective when it's client-led because it ensures that their voices, choices, and priorities remain central to the process. The goal is to build confidence in the client, helping them recognize the ability to lead the process while knowing they have your guidance and support where needed. Ultimately, modeling advocacy is about empowering them to own their journey and feel capable of making meaningful changes. Let's take a close look at the self-advocacy checklist. This tool can help us assess where someone is in their self-advocacy journey and identify areas where they might need additional support. So firstly, the first question there, what resources does the person have? This involves tangible resources like transport, phone, time, or money. These are the building blocks that enable someone to act on their self-advocacy plans effectively. The next one is what information does the person have? They need to understand their rights, available services, policies, and procedures as they are important. This information empowers them to make informed decisions and navigate systems with confidence. Third, what skills does the person have? Skills are the heart of effective advocacy. These can include literacy, communication, group participation, conflict resolution, problem solving, and research skills. Assessing these areas help identify strategies and gaps to work on. Fourth, what support does the person have? Support systems can make a significant difference. So this might include family, friends, professionals, or peers. It's also important to consider access to self-advocacy networks or support workers who can guide them. Fifth, does the person have any special needs? Special needs might include considerations like history of trauma, mental health challenges, or specific emotional and psychological factors. Recognizing these needs ensure that support strategies are tailored and sensitive. Finally, does the person have the confidence to advocate for themselves? So confidence is important. This includes self-esteem, trust in others, hope, and the ability to deal with authority in organizations. It also involves being comfortable speaking up in groups or public settings. Let's talk about one of the most important skills for self-advocacy, which is assertive communication. Assertive communication is all about striking the right balance. It comes from a position of equality and equity, where you're able to stand up for your own rights while also respecting the rights of other people. Unlike passive communication, which often involves avoiding conflict or not expressing your needs, assertive communication allows you to confidently share your thoughts and feelings in a clear and respectful way. At the same time, it's different from aggressive communication, which involves asserting your rights in a way that disregards or disrespects others. Assertiveness is about mutual respect and cooperation. The foundation of assertive communication is confidence. Confidence in yourself and in the value of your voice. When you feel empowered, you can communicate your needs and boundaries effectively without being intimidated or overly forceful. Now, let's explore a powerful framework for assertive communication called DESC. This model breaks down assertive communication into four clear steps to help you communicate effectively while maintaining respect for both yourself and the other person. So the first step is describe. So you got to start by clearly and objectively describing the situation. Avoid adding emotions or assumptions. Focus on the facts. For example, instead of saying you never listen to me, You might say something like, during our last meeting, I noticed my suggestions weren't included in the final discussion. Next is express. So use I language to express how you feel about the situation. This helps take responsibility for your emotions while avoiding blaming the other person. For instance, you could say, I feel frustrated when my input isn't acknowledged, rather than, you're ignoring me. This approach reduces defensiveness and keeps the conversation constructive. Third is specify. So you need to clearly state what you want to happen. Be specific about the action or changes you're requesting. For example, I'd like for my ideas to be discussed during our meeting, rather than vague statements like, I want things to change. Finally, consequences. Explain the potential outcomes of the requested action or inaction. Highlight both the benefits of meeting your request and the consequences of its not being addressed. For example, you could say something like, if my input is considered, it will lead to better collaboration. If it's not, I may feel disengaged and less inclined to participate in the future. The DESC framework, DESC framework ensures your communication is structured, respectful, and solution focused. Let's look at a few more self-advocacy strategies that can guide individuals addressing their concerns and achieving their goals effectively. These goals can be, or these strategies can be broken down into the following steps. So, first one is identifying, analyzing, and planning strategies to address issues of concern. So the first step is to understand the issue at hand clearly. What is a specific concern? Analyze it from all angles and begin planning actionable strategies to address it. Next is strategic questioning. So here the aim is to encourage deeper exploration of the situation by asking open-ended and thoughtful, provoking questions, which can help the individual uncover underlying issues, clarify their needs, and feel empowered to take ownership of the situation. Thirdly, identifying barriers and finding ways to overcome them. So advocacy often comes with obstacles like we've discussed. These can be internal, like self-doubt, external, like systematic challenges. Helping individuals identify these barriers and brainstorming ways to overcome them is an important step in building resilience and confidence. Finally, deciding on the action to be taken. So once an individual has clarity on their goals, strategies, and how to navigate barriers, they can confidently decide on the specific actions they need to take. Understanding group dynamics is essential when working in teams or supporting individuals within a group context. Groups typically go through 5 stages of development, often referred to as forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning model. Let's break these down. So let's start with forming. This is the initial stage when the group comes together. People are focused on getting to know one another, identifying the goals, understanding the purpose of the group. There's often a sense of excitement, but also some uncertainty as individuals start to navigate relationships within the group. Secondly, the second step is storming. So in this stage, group members begin brainstorming ideas, raising issues, and sometimes encountering conflict. Different opinions and perspectives emerge, which can lead to tension. Then norming. So once conflicts are addressed, the group begins to establish rules, norms, and roles. Members start working together more effectively as trust and cooperation grow. This stage is about finding balance and creating a strong foundation for the group to achieve its goals. Fourth step is performing. So at this point, the group is functioning at its highest level. Members are focused on achieving objectives, taking actions, and delivering results. Communication is clear, roles are well defined, and collaboration is seamless. Final step is a journey. Finally, the group goals have been achieved and it's time to disband. This stage involves reflecting, celebrating the successes, and addressing any final tasks. It's also an opportunity for individuals to consider what they've learned and how they can apply it in the future. So this is where reflective practice will come into play as well. Okay, conflict resolution, or conflict, sorry, is a something that we can't avoid. It's part of interactions, but but the way we approach conflict can vary greatly depending on our preferred style. Let's explore the five conflict resolution styles depicted here. So the first one is the turtle. So this style involves retreating, withdrawing, or backing down from conflict. Turtles tend to avoid confrontation and often give in to maintain peace, but this can sometimes mean their needs or opinions go unheard. Sharks, they aim to dominate and win conflict situations. Their approach is assertive and sometimes aggressive, prioritizing their goals over relationships. So while this style may achieve short-term wins, it can damage relationships and create resentment. Teddy bears prioritize harmony and aim to keep everyone happy, often at their own expense. While this style promotes peace, it can lead to personal dissatisfaction if their needs are consistently ignored. Owl focuses on reaching a solution that is creative and mutually beneficial. They are willing to invest time and energy to explore new ideas and approaches, which often lead to win-win outcomes. Finally, foxes. They aim to reach compromise that satisfies some of each side's needs. This style balances relationships and goals, creating solutions where both sides can achieve uh, at least part of what they wanted. Promoting self-advocacy. So self-advocacy again is a critical skill that empowers individuals to speak up for themselves, their needs, and make informed decisions. As organizations and individual workers, we play a key role in promoting and fostering self-advocacy in those that we support. When we talk about promoting self-advocacy, it involves creating an environment where individuals feel safe, supported, and empowered to take control of their lives. This can include building awareness, providing tools and resources, encouraging confidence and independence, and fostering a supportive environment. To be an effective self-advocate, individuals need psychological strengths. This means building the mental and emotional resilience required to express themselves, navigate challenges, and make informed decisions. Now, let's have a look at ways to support this development. Firstly, building self-esteem and self-confidence. Confidence is the foundation of self-advocacy, as we've discussed. So when individuals believe in their value and capabilities, they're more likely to speak up and assert their needs, encouraging positive self-talk, celebrating successes, and acknowledging their strengths. Secondly, modeling and teaching problem-solving skills and strategies. Problem solving is an essential skill for overcoming obstacles. By teaching individuals how to identify problems, evaluate solutions, and take decisive actions, we equip them to handle challenges with confidence. Third, teaching research skills for collecting information about rights and avenues for lodging complaints. Knowledge is power. Teaching individuals how to find accurate information about their rights and the steps they can take to resolve issues gives them the tools to advocate effectively. Fourth, providing opportunities to practice making choices and decisions. Self-advocacy involves making decisions, uh, big or small. By creating safe spaces where individuals can provide decision making, we help them build the confidence to make informed choices in real life situations. Finally, sharing information about self-advocacy networks, support, and resources. Nobody has to advocate alone. Connecting individuals with self-advocacy groups, community supports, and other resources can help them build a supportive network to draw on when required. Promoting self-advocacy um, is a vital part of empowering individuals to take control of their lives and make their voices heard. On your screen are five key strategies to effectively support self-advocacy. Um, First one, there's sharing information about rights and responsibilities with the clients. So this is about educating individuals about their rights and responsibilities, um, as it's the foundation of self-advocacy, one of the foundations. When people understand what they are entitled to and what is expected of them, they are better equipped to stand up for themselves. Again, sharing information about complaint policies and procedures. So providing clear guidance on how to lodge complaints and navigate procedures helps individuals feel confident in addressing issues. Third, raising awareness of issues that affect people with mental illness. Advocacy is often most effective when there is awareness of broader system issues. By educating individuals about challenges that impact them, you create a sense of shared understanding and empower them to address these issues more effectively. Fourth, establishing and maintaining links with advocacy and self-advocacy services agencies and resources, and offering training or groups about self-advocacy skills. Service providers play a pivotal role in fostering self-advocacy among the individuals they support. On your screen are three key ways that they can actively promote self-advocacy. The first one is having clear policies and procedures. Transparent policies and procedures ensure that consumers know their rights, understand how to access services, and feel empowered to raise concerns or seek resolution. Second, offering opportunities for consumers to participate in planning. So actively involving consumers in planning services and programs ensure that their voices are heard and their needs are met. Third, supporting decision making about service and programs. Encouraging consumers to be part of decision-making processes helps them develop confidence in their own abilities to advocate. When they see their input shaping the programs that affects their lives, it reinforces the values of their voice and the capacity to influence change. Informing consumers of their rights is a fundamental part of promoting self-advocacy. When individuals understand their rights and responsibilities, they are better equipped to make decisions, address issues, and advocate for themselves. On your screen is some ways that this can be achieved. The first one is educating staff, consumers, and their families about advocacy and self-advocacy. So this is about providing training and resources that will ensure that everyone involved understands the importance of advocacy. This builds a shared knowledge base and empowers all parties to work collaboratively. Second, another thing that we can do is having a clear statement or charter of consumer rights and responsibilities. So this is a formal statement that outlines consumer rights. This provides clarity and serves as a reference point. It helps the client feel confident in knowing what they can expect and what is expected of them. Um, Next is ensuring the consumer's decisions and choices are respected. Respect is a key. So when our clients feel their choices are valued, it will reinforce their confidence in advocating for themselves. Next is and the last one there is providing programs to develop consumers' advocacy and self-advocacy skills. So structured programs and workshops equip consumers or our clients with the tools they need to articulate their needs, navigate systems, and resolve conflicts. These programs not only teach skills, but also build confidence and resilience. Promoting self-advocacy doesn't stop at an individual service level. It extends to management as well. At the management level, there are several key actions that can significantly enhance advocacy efforts and empower consumers. And you can see them on your screen also. So what we could do, what managers could do is include consumers on management bodies. So by involving consumers directly in decision-making processes such as advisory boards or committees, organizations ensure that the voices of those they serve are heard and represented. They can also participate in advocacy and self-advocacy networks. So managers can strengthen their organization's impact by actively engaging with advocacy networks. These connections provide valuable insights. They can maintain links with advocacy services, groups, and networks as also. So establishing and sustaining strong relationships with external advocacy services will help organizations stay informed about the best practices and the emerging trends and also available supports. Finally, conducting research on mental health advocacy issues, initiatives, and outcomes. So research allows management to identify gaps, evaluate the effectiveness of programs, and develop evidence-based strategies to support advocacy efforts. While self-advocacy is empowering, it's important to recognize barriers that can prevent individuals from effectively advocating for themselves. These barriers could include systems, stereotypes, imbalance of power, internal barriers. So understanding these barriers is the first step in addressing them. By recognizing and dismantling these challenges, we need to create environments where self-advocacy is not only possible, but encouraged and supported. When supporting self-advocacy, it's important to recognize the specific barriers individuals might face. Let's take a closer look now. So the first one, there's communication barriers. These might include language differences, disabilities, limited literacy skills. Next one, there's lack of credibility. So in some situations, individuals may not be taken seriously, especially if there are preconceived notions about their abilities or circumstances. This lack of credibility can discourage them from advocating for themselves. Third is lack of knowledge about rights, laws, and complaints and procedures. Without a clear understanding of their rights or the processes to address issues, individuals may feel powerless to act. This highlights the importance of education and awareness. Fourth, negative assumptions and stereotypes. Prejudices or stereotypes based on factors such as disability, socioeconomic status, or cultural backgrounds can create additional obstacles, leading to a lack of confidence or opportunities for self-advocacy. Finally, lack of access for or to advocacy supports and services. So access to resources and support networks is essential. Without these, individuals may feel isolated and unable to navigate systems effectively. Psychological barriers often play significant roles in preventing individuals from advocating for themselves effectively. These barriers can arise from various personal and emotional challenges, such as you can see on the screen, mental health disorder, lack of self-esteem and confidence and self-belief, internalizing negative stereotypes and beliefs. So internalized biases or societal messages can lead to self-doubt and a feeling of worthiness, making self-advocacy feel impossible. Lack of trust in others and lack of hope that things can change. The impact of trauma, overwhelming feeling. So this is about juggling multiple challenges at once can leave individuals feeling paralyzed and unable to take action, and also social isolation. Now, recognizing these barriers is essential to providing effective support. By creating a safe, trusting, and empowering environment, we will be able to help individuals overcome these obstacles and build the psychological strengths needed for self-advocacy. Stereotypes can be significant barriers to self-advocacy, particularly for those individuals with mental illness. Let's break down the challenges stereotype presents. So the first one is assumptions of incompetence or unreliability. A common stereotype is that individuals with mental illness are unreliable or incapable of making informed decisions. These assumptions often lead to the voices being dismissed or not taken seriously. Another one is another harmful stereotype is the belief that individuals with mental illness cannot comprehend complex situations or advocate for themselves effectively. This can result in others speaking on their behalf without their consent or input. Stereotypes like these can create significant barriers for undermining confidence and perpetuating exclusion. They can also influence how others, professionals, peers, or society at large interact with and support these individuals. How do we challenge these stereotypes? So the first step is awareness, providing education, encouraging individuals to share their own stories and experiences as well. An imbalance of power is a significant barrier that can hinder effective self-advocacy as well. So let's have a look how this dynamic plays out. So the first part there is social status disparity. Now, the title of mental patient often carries less social status compared to the role like worker, nurse, or doctor. This perception can make individuals feel marginalized or undervalued, reducing their confidence to voice their concerns or needs. Um, Fears of reprisals. So clients who depend on services providers for basic needs and care may hesitate to raise complaints or concerns. They might fear that their services could be withdrawn or that they could face negative repercussions by speaking up. Systematic barriers often prevent individuals from effectively engaging in self-advocacy. On your screen are some of these challenges. So cost of making a complaint. So this is a financial burden such as fees or the cost of legal support can discourage individuals from filing complaints or seeking justice. Complex procedures, so navigating bureaucratic systems can be overwhelming. The forms, unclear steps, and lengthy processes make it difficult for individuals to address their concerns. Use of jargon, so information presented in technical or legal languages create confusion. Past traumatic experiences. So negative interactions in the past with authorities and community services can lead to fear, mistrust, and reluctance to engage with systems again. Self-advocacy empowers individuals to take control of their lives and assert their needs, rights, and their choices. To promote self-advocacy, we can create or we can use creative and engaging methods that resonate with diverse audiences. Um, so some ideas are brochures, as you can see on screen, posters, digital stories or videos, animations, and so on. So we need to encourage, we need to think about how they can contribute to these initiatives. What type of promotional pieces would work best in the community organizations? They're the questions we need to ask in our workplaces. Self-advocacy posters effectively highlight the core components required for self-advocacy. As you can see from this one on the screen, it gives you knowledge of the rights, knowledge of skills, knowledge of self, and communication skills as well. This image on your screen presents self-advocacy in the community. Um, it's sorry, a self-advocacy in the community scenario cards expansion pack, which is a creative and engaging resource for building self-advocacy skills. Okay, so the Voice Together advocacy posters, as you can see that link there, if you want to have a look later on, emphasizes the importance of self-advocacy and collective representation, focusing on enabling individuals to express their needs and demands effectively. The key features are illustration of advocacy in action, promotional message, and accessible resources. The visual can serve as an engaging and motivational tool in training sessions or workshops to inspire individuals to advocate for their rights and needs collectively. All right. Advocacy is about ensuring that every voice is heard and that individuals have the tools to make informed decisions about their care and rights. So the Victorian Mental Illness Awareness Council, or or VMIAC, has an excellent resource hub dedicated to the topic. Um, so the consumer right video explains, if you watch the video, explains what consumer rights are in mental health settings, how to engage in decision-making process, practical ways to advocate for better services and support. Um, the other section 2, recovery triggers and barriers. Um, so recovery is a journey unique to every individual. VMIAC also shares in the video the personal experience of individuals' recovery from mental health challenges, identify common triggers and overcoming barriers, and building strategies to create meaningful and lasting progress. In section 3, it's about leadership and advocacy insights as well. So here, it highlights the role of Mental Health Australia, an organisation committed to promoting mental health awareness and advocacy across the nation. One of the key contributors featured here is Dr. Leanne Beakley, who provides valuable insight into challenges and opportunities within the mental health sector. I encourage you guys to explore this resource linked on the slide. The video titled Clone Walk Talk Episode 2 dives deeper into strategies for addressing mental health issues and fostering recovery-oriented approaches. So here I want to highlight the organization being Mental Health Consumers, which focuses on systems advocacy for individuals experiencing mental health challenges. Being works to ensure that the voices of mental health consumers are heard and included in policies, services, and systematic decisions. Their mission is to empower and represent those affected by mental health issues, promoting rights and also their equity in all aspects of life. Okay, so that's the end of session 3 of this unit. If you've got any questions, please reach out to me or get in contact with SLO. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's session, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.